Well, we're back with talking technical, and of course, first of all, remember this is a service to the community. If anyone drops us an email or tweet us and say, even WhatsApp us and say, please request to analyze the share, we'll do it with the greatest of pleasures. The only problem is we cannot do everybody's request. We can only do a few. I'm trying always my best to run as quickly as possible through them. But at the moment, we can only do maybe 10 shares or 15 shares in 2 shows, so it's not that easy. Let's have a look at Babu's request. He's looking at Renergen, and we know that this company is involved in the Free State, and they found some wonderful gas fields there. And what do we see? This share actually from a low of 1565. Can you believe that? That's during August. It doubled and it went all the way up to a high of 2950. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, what I do see on this chart, and that's maybe, Babu, something to take note of. If you look at this chart, can you see when it really rallies up very strongly on a day, somebody sells it off to lock in profit? Even that day, it went up as high as 28 Rand 19. Eventually, it closed at 22 Rand 40. And I mean, this is an ugly candle, but the tendency is, after these candles, the share works hard to build momentum, and then you've got the sell-off again, and since the last 10 or 15 days, this share moved up nicely. The only thing that worries me, Babu, I think you may be too late to buy now. And I sound like I'm a little bit nervous, and I am nervous about the markets for a long time, and I know I've missed out on many opportunities, but that's also okay. But this candle, this shooting star, worries me, because look at it. It's a warning candle there, almost like you can say a teardrop candle, followed up with a bearish engulfing candle, and that's always a shooting star formation. Let's have a look here. I just want to draw in here for you, then you will see. And where's my warning signal? Although you want to buy the share, I think we had a strong rally. I mean, just in a couple of few days from 21 Rand 50 all the way up to almost 30 Rand. My first warning will be below 27 Rand and 30 cents. And I'll only turn positive if it can take out the high of this candle, and that is above 29.50. It can go higher. But unfortunately, below this candle, 27.30, we can move a little bit lower. And where can we hide? We can hide straight away all the way down to this gap here. And where's this gap? Let's just show you. I just want to draw it in because we've always got some young viewers that is new to technical analysis, and they would like to know about it. And let's just draw it in. It's always a gap of the low of the candle. I like to use the lower shadow of the candle because I always believe that there was a trade there. And you use the next candle high of that, and that is a gap. Now, the rule of a gap is it's either going to close today or tomorrow or sometime in future. I mean, we had a gap in the Aussie that loomed there for many weeks, and then eventually it closed the other day, just to show you that momentum is always on the side of the person that wants to close the gap. And there you are. Even on a gap on the downside, it can easily close that, and that will be between 24 Rand 75 and 24 Rand. So unfortunately for me, it will not be a buy unless you want to chase momentum above 29.50, but then make use of a stop loss of 27 Rand and 30 cents. Let's have a look at Mpact. I just want to get that quickly. Mpact. Well, same story here. I mean, the share had a nice rally, and the moment the share bounced up strongly the other day, and I mean that other day was on the 21st of October, it opened as low as 32.01. It went up right all the way to the top of 37.50, and eventually it closed at 32.36. So it rallied up, lost all the momentum, and for me personally, that will make me nervous straight away. But I mean, the trend is still clearly up. I think that's the big question here. Is the trend up? Yes, the trend is up. The stock looks healthy to me. If it goes above this line and it remains above it, we can easily go back to this level. But unfortunately, this is my warning, 31 Rand 30, below 31 Rand 30, we can maybe see the share lose some momentum and maybe go back to that low of 29.55, and even as low as 28 Rand 25. So yes, the share had a beautiful rally, and I think I'm spotting a ascending channel here. Let's have a look here. There you are. So this bounce that day was exactly to give us a beautiful, almost you can say a clue to say, yes, there's an ascending channel forming. And remember, what is the moral story of a ascending channel? It's sometimes a warning formation. Yes, it can carry on in this ascending channel for quite a long time. But when it breaks eventually there, and I've got a friend of mine also been with technical analysis for many years. He always say, Frans, keep in mind, when you've got a support line and the market touches it and touches it and touches it, eventually when it breaks, it gives you that ugly sell-off that nobody is actually expecting. So let's have a look at Prosus. I mean, this is also one of those counters that the whole world is banking on. Everybody's happy, and I just see, here you are. Strong rally in the last couple of sessions. It went up beautifully. I just want to see if it's overbought. That's maybe a clue here, because remember, that's one of the biggest counters of the market. And remember, we're still there where nobody believes that this market will ever give us a pullback. And there you are. Look at this rally all the way from 1,147.66 straight up to this bearish engulfing candle where the top was 1,360 Rand and 58 cents. For me, it's quite simple. This bearish engulfing candle with an overbought indicator worries me. And where will I get nervous about it? I will get nervous the moment this low of this candle turns into a resistance. There you are. I just want to zoom it out for you so that you can see. I'm using this low of this candle. There you are. Low of that candle, and below 1,310 Rand and 2 cents, we can move all the way down. And what do we see? Another gap here at the bottom. It just tells you it can come and close it. Look at this gap. Eventually, the share worked hard to close it. There you are. You can see these candles close that gap, but now there's a gap to the downside. That gap is between 1,195 Rand and 1,179 Rand and 11 cents. Yes, we can easily move back there, but on the other hand, if the momentum carry on, we can go past that, above that 1,360 Rand and 58, and then we can go much higher. The only thing that worries me is, look at it, there's a top. That high of that candle was 1,367 Rand and 76 cents. That one was 1,360.58. If it does not go above that candle, we can maybe see a possible double top scenario. Now, a double top scenario, unfortunately, is always a negative formation. But if you look at this double top scenario, where can it come into play? Only below this line. And we sometimes make a mistake and we say, yes, it breaks there right at the top where I showed that candle. That's not right. Below that line, and there you are, 1,305 Rand. It breaks to the downside. But I usually use the low of these two candles just to play safe. Because with a market that's flooded with liquidity, I sometimes a little bit nervous. So I will say this double top scenario will only come into play if this low of this candle, and that is 1,141 Rand and 1 cent, can turn into a resistance, and then it can go lower. And what's my target? From the top to the neckline, all the way down, 916 Rand and 4 cents. Let's have a look at Jubilee. Norman say he wants to keep Jubilee for the rest of his life. Okay. Well, I'm usually worried if somebody wants a commodity counter for the rest of his life, but maybe Jubilee is going to surprise all of us. And let's have a look at the chart. Well, if we look at the chart, Norman, look at this chart, tells me something. I just want to draw in here a line quickly. There you are. For me, I'm seeing this almost like an head and shoulder formation. It's a little bit skewed to me. So let's just see if we don't spot something else there. Strangely enough, it's almost like Anglo-American Platinum. It pulled back nicely, and is trying to work on a formation to work for grind higher. Jubilee is doing exactly the same thing. Sorry, Wisizwe is doing, Jubilee is doing exactly the same thing. And there you are, beautiful rally, a consolidation. That's nothing else than a flag formation. And where can it go to? It can go all the way to, if you look at this line and you project it there, width of that, and you do the same thing here. There you are. It can take the share to a new high of R4.28. Just keep in mind, Norman, unfortunately our time is almost out. Commodity counters can sometimes give you these ugly swings. Let's have a look at Spar. I'm going to rush through that one because my time is really getting squeezed now. There you are. And Peter's Spar is actually telling us that it's in limbo. Look at it. It had a beautiful rally. It is struggling to find its feet. And for me, I always say, if I've got a candle, like a share like this, and it shows me a megaphone formation, I know it's time to sit on my hands and wait for the share to give me some proper guidelines. There you are. I know everybody wants the share to give them a straight answer straight away, and there you are. Mega formation. It's quite simple. Sit on your hands. It must either break above 206.75 to give us a rally to the top, or eventually if it breaks below 173.99, time to lock in some profit seriously. Well, visit our website www.fransdeklerk.com and we will chat again. Thank you.